Good evening, everyone. In last class, we covered, if you remember, just let me go and take you through what we covered in the last video. Just a sec. Okay, so this is what we covered in the last class, and this was about your credit skills for bankers certificate (MSME). And here is the structure. Part one has 3 units. We completed this part. We completed Indian banking system, bank credit, and link to economic growth. Today we'll cover overview of SME classification and regulatory guidelines. This is what we are going to take. And this time I have not made PPT. I'll teach you directly through the PDFs which have been given to you by Moody's. So it becomes easier for you. And it once you go through these videos and you revise on your own, then there will be more than enough, and that will be exactly what is to be covered in the exam. Here I've made unit 1, 2, 3. So this is actually your chapter 1, that is part 1, and unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. In unit 1, we've covered Indian banking system and bank credit. And here we are here to cover overview of MSME classification and regulatory guidelines. There are 6 topics which we have to study here. Let us start with MSME classification and regulatory guidelines. Actually, what we are going to cover in this unit is how MSMEs are classified. What is the basis? On the basis, what is this? There has to be certain criteria on the basis of which will classify certain industry as MSME, and there has to be classification as far as micro, small, and medium enterprises are considered and concerned. And then we have to look into certain regulatory guidelines which are very important. What are the regulations? What are the RBI guidelines related to MSMEs? So let us start with topic 1. We'll move quickly. It is introduction part. Here in the previous lesson, we learned about the relationship between bank credit and economic growth. We learned about how bank credit affects the economic growth and how economic growth affects the banking credit. The micro, small, and medium enterprise sector contributes significantly to India's GDP and economic growth. MSMEs not only play a crucial role in creating opportunities for employment, they also contribute to industrialization of rural and semi-urban areas. This reduces regional imbalances, helping to spread income and wealth. This we have already covered in part 1, like the first video. Now, what we are going to learn in this chapter is by the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand what you must be able to define MSMEs, classify business entities as micro, small, medium as per the RBI and government guidelines, discuss the key difference between micro, small, and medium enterprises. So these are some basic things. So this is here. Right, so these are the things. So you'll be able to define MSMEs. You'll be able to understand, classify MSMEs and as per RBI guidelines, and you will understand the key difference between micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this is topic 1, and now topic 2 will be what do you need to know, right? So let us go to topic 2. It is easy, this certification is very easy. Only thing is you have to be focused on the topic, and you have to just go through this. Let me okay, so what do you need to know? Micro, small, and medium enterprises. Micro, small, and medium enterprises Development Act 2006, which was enacted by Government of India. Why it was enacted? To facilitate the promotion, development, and competitiveness of MSMEs. The MSMED Act was a turning point for the development of MSME segment, as it addresses and streamlines the entire framework and defines key governance and operational issues faced by MSMEs. So there may be a question like, which is the act related to MSME? So it is Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006. Right, and it was enacted by Government of India. Why it was enacted? To facilitate the promotion, development, and competitiveness of MSMEs. Now, MSMED Act uses 2 criteria to classify micro, medium, and small enterprises. So There are two criteria. One is type of activity and another one is original investment. When I talk about type of activity, so it recognizes two types of business activities: manufacturing and service. Manufacturing includes production, processing, and preservation of goods, right? And service, enterprise provide for or render service. So services are also called as intangibles. Now, original investment. So MSME Act measures the magnitude of the investment in rupees, how much of investment you are having in your plants and machineries, right? So that is one of the criteria to classify the companies, the firms into micro, small, and medium enterprises. Now, manufacturing typically requires an initial investment in plant or in machinery such as lathes, boilers, and casting equipment. These all are machineries. Now, service enterprises may have similar investments in computers, tools, measuring devices, and so forth. These investment details can be verified in the gross block of plant and machinery in the asset section. So, what is gross block? It is actually the historical cost of all the goods and services, the whatever what was the actual buying price of the plant and machinery, that is gross block, and minus depreciation is net block. So that is a net of fixed asset is net block and gross fixed asset is gross block, or specifically the fixed assets on the balance sheet. So this we have already discussed. Now let us understand how these are classified. Very important, you have to keep this, you have to remember this. So MSME is on the basis of activity, it is manufacturing and services. Now for manufacturing, it is plant and machinery investment. For micro enterprises, it should be less than 25 lakhs. So any enterprise which is having, which is a manufacturing firm and which has investment in plant and machinery of less than 25 lakhs, that is micro enterprises. Then 25 lakhs to 5 crores, it is small enterprises. And then 5 crores to 10 crores, it's medium enterprises. And above this, it goes into large corporate groups. So this is micro enterprises 25 lakhs and 25 lakhs to 5 crores and 5 crores to 10 crores. This is about the manufacturing sector, plant and machinery investments. Now let us talk about services sector. So services sector has got the equipment, not plant and machineries. They have got equipments, and equipments less than 10 lakhs is micro enterprise. More than 10 lakhs, but less than 2 crores, it is small enterprise, and medium enterprise, it's 2 crores and 5 crores. So between 2 crores and 5 crores, equipment investment. So just to remember, this is 25 lakhs. You have to remember 3 slots in manufacturing: 25, 5 crore and 10 crore. So upper limit you have to remember. So this is 25 lakhs, and then 5 crore and 10 crore. Here it is 10 lakhs, 2 crore and 5 crore. So this is the difference between manufacturing and service classification of industries and their classification into micro, small, and medium enterprises. So other MSME activities under service enterprises, the following sample of activities are also categorized as MSME. So these are the services which are also classified as service industry. They are not classified as manufacturing. That is consultancy services, including management services, third-party administration, TPA services for medical insurance claims of policyholders. What is TPA actually? For example, you would have come across Policy Bazaar. Now, Policy Bazaar is selling insurance of some other company. Now, they are TPAs, right? Now, seed grading services. So seed means related to your farming. So grading services, that is included into services. Then training cum incubator centers. So there are various training and incubator centers coming up for startups. Educational institutions, training institutions, retail trade, legal services, trading in medical instruments, placement and management consultancy services, advertisement agencies and training centers, composite broker services in risk and insurance management. So composite means when there is mixed, a broker is offering various kinds of services. So he's called as composite broker. So this type was very important. This whole module was very important. This topic was very important. Most important part is this one. You have to remember this whole thing. Let me draw over here this one. So it is very, very important, right? So very, very important, right? So you have to remember this part, right? Then you have to remember that these things come under service. So they may be directly asking you questions like retail trade, comes in which sector, or seed grading services comes in which sector. So TPA comes under which sector. So you need to understand what is the what are the various sectors into which this fall, right? So this is important. I hope this is clear to everyone. Just to revise, just let us go through this again. MSME Act 2006. Government of India has enacted this to facilitate the promotion, development, and competitiveness of MSMEs. Then there are two criteria to classify MSMEs, type of activity and original investment. You have to understand this type of activity and original investment. Type of activity is manufacturing and services, and original investment is on the basis of investments. So if you look into MSMEs on the basis of activity, it is divided into manufacturing and services. Then it is divided into manufacturing is on the basis of plant and machinery. It is divided into micro, small, and medium. You have to remember upper limit 25 lakhs, 5 crores, and 10 crores for manufacturing, and for services it is 10 lakhs, 2 crore, and then 5 crores. And these are various services which come under MSME activity. So these, I hope this is clear to everyone. Let us go to topic 3 now. Right, so let me go to topic 3. Okay, now this is topic 3. Very small. What do you need to do now? You have learned that MSME lending is classified under priority sector. So we all know, and you need to understand this, that MSME sector is classified as priority sector by banks, by RBI. And what is priority sector means? While giving credit to this, while lending credit to MSMEs, if you lend to these MSMEs, then there is a specific target which RBI has given to each and every bank that you are fulfilling. Like for priority sector lending, there is a specific target, like for like 40% of your credit should go to priority sector. For each and every bank, 40% of your total credit. And so once you are giving credit to this priority sector, you're fulfilling also that 40%. And that's why you are also you are also helping bank to fulfill the regulatory guidelines, to make sure that regulatory guidelines are fulfilled. And that is the main area of focus for bank in India. Very important area. That is why we suggested this MSME credit, because it is never ending and it is always going to increase. So it has got a huge career opportunities for all of you. Now, as a responsible credit professional, it is your duty to enhance your bank's loan book by taking following actions. So you need to understand, first of all, you have to identify so the type of borrowing entity within the MSME segment, and ensure that the prospective borrower meets the prescribed definition based on investment in plant and machinery, or in terms of services to be eligible for MSME classification, and related lending policy benefits. The lending policy benefits are described in the next session. So first of all, very important thing, as a responsible credit manager, as a very good credit manager, you need to identify whenever you are lending to any particular industry, you have to identify in which segment does it fall into, whether it falls into small, medium, or large enterprises, or small enterprises. Now understand the policy guidelines of the bank related to MSME sector for the manufacturing and service sector to improve sourcing and approval of MSME borrowers, to grow the size of loan book. So in this one, what we studied, this whole topic, what we studied, third topic, what we studied is, first of all, MSME falls under priority sector of lending. So it falls in the main area of focus for banks in India. Then as an ideal credit manager, as a very important credit manager, you have to look into you have to identify and you have to understand two things. First of all, for identification, you have to identify whenever you're lending to any MSME, then you have to identify that with that particular any firm you are lending to. When you, as a credit manager, you have to identify whether it falls into small, medium, or micro enterprises. And then you have to understand the various guidelines, policy guidelines of the bank related to MSME sector. You have to also go through RBI guidelines frequently related to MSME sector, and also understand that to improve the sourcing and approval of MSME borrowers, and to grow the size of the loan book as far as MSME is concerned. So this is topic 3. Now we'll go to topic 4, that how this is useful, right? So just leave, and then let me go here, topic 4. So here, how this is useful. So let us understand this. Mr. Prashant, the owner director of, let me highlight certain points. So Mr. Prashant, owner director of MS Popular Engineering Private Limited, approaches you for a credit facility of rupees 50 lakhs as their business volumes are improving and they received additional orders from existing clients. PEPL manufactures mixers which are used in kneading mills. So they are manufacturing mixers which are using kneading mills. Let us understand what is a kneading mills. You have to understand, as a banker, you have to always be ready to understand what are the various things, what is the various. See, look at this one. So these are the kneading mills machines. So they are into these are into these kneading mills things. So that is how it is. So now what it is, like the following details about PEPL investment in fixed assets were available. So in order to classify this particular segment, this particular lending into micro, small or medium enterprise, first of all, you have to look into the gross block. What you have to understand, what is the gross block, right? And so this is a balance sheet given. You have to look into balance sheet in order to classify this particular lending into micro, small or medium enterprise. And then you have to look into this gross block. How much is the gross block? Right, let me 55 lakhs. Right, and this is what, this is manufacturing sector, right? So if what do you remember, what is if there is investment of 55 lakhs into this is 55 lakhs into plant and machinery, then what you have to in which segment does it fall into, whether it is micro or it is micro or small or medium enterprise, which it falls into. So let us go back again into second topic where we classified, and look at this one. So it is a manufacturing sector, it is plant and machinery, 55 lakhs. So it is more than 25 lakhs, less than 25 lakhs. It is more than 25 lakhs but less than 5 crores. So it is small enterprise. It is small enterprise, right? So this falls into small enterprise. Mr. Prashant asks you to help guide him as to whether PEPL qualifies for credit as per MSME policy. Definitely it does. With your understanding of classification criteria, you are able to classify the proposal under small enterprise manufacturing sector as the investment in plant and machinery is more than 25 lakhs and less than 5 crore, excluding land and building. So you have to exclude land and building, and your plant and machinery you have to look into, and you have to classify this. So I hope everyone's clear how to classify any particular industry into small, micro and medium enterprises, right? So this is it with topic 4. Let us go to topic 5, questions you should ask, right? So let me go here, topic 5. So this is topic 5. Now, as a responsible credit professional, it is essential that you categorize the borrower properly as per the MSMED Act. The following questions may help you enhance your understanding of MSME classification. So you have to ask these questions whenever anything comes to you, any proposal comes to you. You have to ask these questions in order to classify your borrower into micro, small and medium enterprises. So is the prospective borrower a manufacturer or a service provider? So first of all, you have to look into whether that particular prospective borrower is a manufacturer or service provider. And what was the original investment in plant machinery? So what is the original investment, gross block? What size category do they qualify for? So they are falling into small, micro or medium enterprises. Now, does the borrower qualify under MSMED Act? Definitely, if it falls into one of these categories, then it falls into. Then is there any impact of a wrong classification? Definitely there is an impact. First thing is, if you wrongly classify it, your bank may be fined for wrong classification of asset. Also, because for each and every asset in the bank, there is a provision made for NPAs, right? So the overall provisioning will also be affected. So it will lead to losses for the bank. Second thing, also, if you do wrong classification, it may lead to loss for the borrowers, because borrower may not be able to qualify, may not be classified into this category. If he is not classified into this category, then he may not get the benefits which he is entitled to get. right? And if you wrongly classify someone as MSMED who is not into MSME, who is not MSME, then he may get some of the benefits which he's not actually authorized to do that, right? He's not authorized to get. So am I able to recognize and identify the needs of the borrowers and guide them appropriately for financing under MSME criteria and guidelines? So you have to understand whether you are able to recognize and identify the needs of the borrowers and guide them appropriately for financing under MSME criteria and guidelines. So this, you have to be very much thorough with the banking guidelines and RBI guidelines related to MSMEs, right? So this is end of topic 5. Let us go to topic 6, which is knowledge check. So this is where you can start your questions. So we've covered this topic, and I hope everyone enjoyed this sim. It was an easy topic. We completed overview of MSME classification and regulatory guidelines. So thank you for the time being, and enjoy, and I'll share next video with understanding of MSME sectoral issues and challenges in MSMEs. So thank you, and have a nice day.